There are all kinds of footrests and all kinds of designs to help you and me. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can always speak to the person who is selling you the wheelchair and see what's going to fit you the best. I have on my power wheelchair, I have a footrest that doesn't help me. So we're hoping that when we get the next wheelchair, that we can do swing away wheelchair footrests so that it'll fit me better. I can handle it better. So we'll see. Hi, this is Lisa, and this is World Wheelchair Warriors. Today we are talking, obviously, about footrests. There's a lot of parts of the wheelchair that I've spoken about, but not about the footrest, which is just as important as every other part of the wheelchair. But most footrests have either buttons you can press in on both sides and pull it down, and then to your length. Your legs should not be in your mouth, okay? To the side. They shouldn't be dangling either. They should rest comfortably, and your feet should be touching the footrest. So, it needs to be comfortable for you. So it needs to look like something like this. Your knees should not be high. They should not be dangling either. They should be you should be in an L shape, and then your legs rest comfortably, and your feet should be on the footrest. So if that is not the truth, then if that is a problem, then you need to request that someone lower your footrest if you're taller, or if your legs are dangling, then you need to bring the footrest up. Most wheelchairs, the footrest goes up and down. Some wheelchairs, the sport lightweight wheelchairs, some of them have a one frame. Nothing moves, nothing can be adjusted. So you want to be careful when you're purchasing wheelchairs and make sure that that footrest can be adjusted. So I just went over, I noticed one of our tall sisters, she's using a wheelchair to get from point A to point B. It's a medical wheelchair. However, she's very tall, and the footrest was like way up here. And so her knees were in a slant. She had to move her knees way over here to be able to fit in the wheelchair. So I just asked another member to, because I have a hard time bending over, to please bring those footrests down as far as it could go, and so that sister could be sitting in that wheelchair more in a more comfortable position. And she is tall, so we did that. We undid the straps and we pressed both buttons on both sides and wiggled it down all the way down, because she is tall and she needs to be comfortable. Usually she's sitting in that wheelchair for about an hour. If, she goes upstairs for our prayer time or goes downstairs to the other larger chapel. So she needs to be sitting in a comfortable position. So hopefully bringing the footrest all the way down, and this is a medical wheelchair, so it's a little hard to wiggle them down, but we brought them down to the last button, and it snaps out and it's firm. And to make sure that she's comfortable and she's not like sitting like all cramped up. So that's important. You don't want to be cramped. You don't want your feet hanging either. So you want to, if you're going through with the person who's selling the wheelchair, you want to make sure your feet are in a comfortable position, that your legs are in an L shape, and that things are going to be good, because you might be sitting in that wheelchair for quite a while. I sit in my wheelchair for hours on end. so so it's important. The salesperson was very um, prudent in making sure that everything fit, that everything was my size. I am small, so if it needed to be brought up or brought down, it can. For power wheelchairs, there's a with a platform type footrest. There's a bolt, and you have to loosen that bolt, and then you can move the footrest up and down. I have not seen very well, the sports lightweight manual wheelchairs. I have not. I've seen most of them go up and down. I think it's with a little button or with a screw. You just undo those, and you can maneuver it up and down. But be careful when you're purchasing wheelchairs that footrest can move, in case later you say, nah, I really want it to be farther down, or I want it to be a little bit further up. And especially if you start using a cushion, then that might bring you up, and then you need to adjust the footrest. So just know that needs to be comfortable, needs to be at your height, and it can be adjusted in most wheelchairs. Make sure when you're purchasing a new wheelchair or going into a new wheelchair, to replace the one you have, um, then you want to make sure that footrest is at your size and that your legs are resting comfortably, because most of us sit in the wheelchair for hours on end, and you don't want your circulation to be cut off if your legs are dangling, and you don't want your knees in your mouth either. So that's really important. I don't think we think of the footrest, we just think of the rest of the wheelchair, and we don't think of the footrest and how important it is. So again, power wheelchairs usually have a bolt in there, and you have to loosen the bolt and all that stuff, and then you can move it up and down according to your position. And your legs should be like this, in this position. They should not be in this position, with your knees up in your mouth. So you want to make sure it fits, it's comfortable, and you don't want to be sitting like this sister. She was sitting like all crooked because her knees were in her mouth, definitely. So I saw her the other day. I was like, oh, nobody has thought of bringing those footrests down for her so she can feel comfortable in the chair. And she's got to sit there for an hour or 2 hours. So that's really important. So any questions about footrests and how to undo it, just let me know. Let me know what type of wheelchair it is. If it's medical, if it's you got to look at the frame. If it is a sports lightweight wheelchair, some of those have just one frame, and the footrest doesn't move. So you got to make sure that if you're going to buy in one frame, that it truly fits you, because there's no way to move the footrest. But most sports lightweight wheelchairs, their footrests can be adjusted. I think they have either screws or the button type. So take a look at it before you make the full purchase. And and this is the problem with the transport wheelchairs. It's a little hard. Some of them you can't adjust the footrests. It's important to get one that has adjustable footrest so you can adjust it to the person you're transporting. As always, feel free to like, to subscribe, to comment, because all of those things, all of those actions are free and help us, the smaller channels. So hope to see you back here in the next video. So look up, there's 2 videos up there, and choose the one you are most interested in. Take care and stay safe.